What it do, YouTube? We're in the building once again. It's on. Back at you one more again, Real Ken's TV. In the house like kitchen sinks. We live. Starting to really get used to this live thing, man. Give people an opportunity to enter the building. Sorry that I had to go live so late, but guess what? Better late than never. There is a message. You know what I mean? The pop-up lives, pretty soon, I'm not going to be able to call these things the pop-up lives. I'm going to start going live very often. I'm going to start going live almost, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be every night. But this live thing is really, it's allowing me to get to know you all on a more intimate level. Pause. My dog Dreams 392 Dream. Brooklyn's in the house. My bad. The Bronx is in the house. Scat Pack. Hardest working man on YouTube. You know what I mean? Get that money, man. South Carolina checking in. Dillon, South Carolina. What's up, that Jerry Campbell 3407? What's good, man? Appreciate you locking in, chiming in. Y'all double tap that screen for me so the people will know that I am live. You know what I mean? 2.25 seconds. Double tap the screen. A lot of times people at work, bored, not wanting to be there. You looking at the clock like, oh man, I got X amount of hours left. And then voila, Ken's pops up and it'll give you a form of entertainment. Listen to, my live or, story or whatever. And the next thing you know, you motivated, invigorated. You know what I mean? So, oftentimes, man, I'm always thinking, well, not often, I'm always thinking about the people. Sweet James, back in the building from Houston, Texas. Houston, we have a problem. That's my dog, Sweet James, man. What's good with you, man? Larry Campbell, 3407. What's good, man? What's good? Hopefully I didn't mispronounce your name. Apparently I did, but nevertheless, my apologies. Y'all double tap that screen. We got to let the people know this is how you send it. The notifications out that Ken's is live, and more people. Oh, Ken's is live, man. Let me see what he's talking about, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Man, what's up with the midnight love mess? I believe that you're an undercover freak. Oh man, you my dog, man. Nah, it's just that a lot of times, man, I'm getting off work at about this time. I worked earlier today, and I was supposed to go back in this evening, but then I had something planned or whatever, and kind of got stood up or whatever. So not really stood up, but a rain check. You know what I mean? So we live in a world, man. People do what they want to do. If you want to do it, you do it. So again, I'm not gonna say I got stood up, just had to take a rain check. So you know what, man? I'm gonna jump on the live, man. Out here doing this 12-hour shift and DoorDash, and at the same time, man, hey, I respect that. I definitely respect that, man. You got to get it by any means necessary, as long as it's legal. You got to get it, man. I don't know what this person's talking about. Who else is in the building? Do the voice when you threaten to do part 2. When you say, damn, Kens, you have me scared. Yeah, man, because people, man, y'all got to double tap that screen for me, though. I need 10,000 likes, man. And I need 1,000 at least. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. There you go. Keep on. Boom, boom. But Larry Campbell, man, he likes the voice, so a lot of times people hate when I do part 2s. But the thing about me doing part 2 is that the story gets so long sometimes, right? So and everybody knows that rocks with me, that watch me. I take my time. I don't do my stories like everybody else. If this person tells a story in 15, 20 minutes, 18 minutes, that's cool. I don't salute to you. But me, man, I'm for the people, man. The people that just want to lay back. You on a long ride, or you trying to go to sleep at night, or you just want to lay back and just be entertained. That's who I do it for. So sometimes it's going to be a part 2. Every once in a while, it's going to be a part 3. But I'll trick people sometimes. I'll be like, and what happens next, you will not believe. Let me tell you what Larry did. But you got to stay tuned for part 2. You got to stay tuned and tune back in with me for part 2. And I would just imagine the people that's watching, see, kids, man, come on, kids, man. That bullshit. Then be like, nah, ain't no part 2, man. I'm going to get it all tonight. But kids, man, you was scaring me. You was scaring me, kids. You son of a bitch, you crazy. You was scaring me. Yeah, man, you know, sometimes. But I think that I am about to switch this thing up. See, the thing about it is this. You was scaring me, kids. The thing about it is this. YouTube is entertainment, but it's also a business for the people that are bringing you all, such as myself, these stories, right? So the channel has kind of been stagnant for a while. It's not really, it's growing, but it's very, very, very slow. I would have thought last year at this time I would be at double my numbers, 30, 40,000. But sometimes life don't always work out the way that you hope and plan for them to work out. Be gracious. Be thankful for what you do have. Thankful for all of you all that rock with me. Check for me. Because in the major scheme of things, I'm at almost 15,000 subscribers, man, and that's not easy to do on YouTube. It's easy to look at everybody else that has, not everybody else, but some of the other individuals that have a couple 100,000 or 80,000, 150,000, and be like, dang, Kens, you only have 4. But it's not easy to build your, because you are my friends, like, and I'm your friends, or I'm your friend, or whatever. All these different selections and options that you have on YouTube, and people rock with me on a regular basis. So I never want to come across as unappreciative. I'm thankful that I have what I do have. But I'm about to switch it up. Most of my stories are going to be part 1. And then if you want to hear the rest, you got to come back for part 2. But I'm going to drop them like back to back, or a few hours within each other, or whatever. Because life, you have to stay ahead of the curve. You can't just keep doing things. You can't keep doing things and thinking that, okay, well, this is the best way to do them, or I think it's going to work this way. Or no, you have to switch it up. So I'm going to start doing a whole lot of part 1s, part 2s, some part 3s, but you're not going to have to wait. Like, I may do a story, and then an hour later, I'll drop part 2. Got to figure it out. You know what I mean? The same way I got to figure out how to get you all to double tap your screen and get the likes up. So fret not when you see the part 2s, part 3s. It don't matter. It's all the same thing. It's just one video, really, and I just cut it off. Start another video back up. That's all it is. We got to run these numbers up this year. I ain't really been doing too many uploads lately. A lot of people been like, what's up, Kens? Are you getting away from YouTube? I'll never get away from YouTube because I love what I do. I didn't make a dime the first year that I was doing this. So I love what I do. I don't care if I come up on millions or whatever. I'm going to still do YouTube. I love the interaction. I love the people. I love speaking with you all. I love you all listening to me. I love you all, saying different things to me in the comment section. Like, this is just something that's like a form of therapy for me and to others. Maybe not everybody, but to some of you all, this is just a form of, therapy. Like, man, I really rock with Kens or whatever. So I'll never stop doing YouTube. But what I am gonna do, once again, I'm gonna make some changes, and we're gonna get these numbers up. We ain't gonna cry about it. We just gonna get these numbers up somehow, some way. We're gonna get these numbers up. Respectfully. So look, I've been on here for about 10 minutes or so now. What y'all want to talk about? I'd love to do a Q&A, like who has any questions about anything or any, specific topics. I don't know how many of y'all are hip-hop fans, because I really try to stay on the topic, on the subject at hand when I'm on, YouTube. Every once in a while, I will venture out and talk about hip-hop, and because I love hip-hop. Not so much now. I know Dreams, you feel me? Dreams 392 Scat Pack. You know what I mean? I know you feel me, because, the Mecca, hip-hop, New York, from the Bronx. I like, Larry Campbell asked me, Tupac or DMX. I mean, are you asking me who I think is my favorite, like what my preference, or who do I like? I personally prefer Tupac. I think that they're 1A and 1B. Great artists, both of them. But if I had to choose one, I'm gonna take Pac. No disrespect to DMX whatsoever. But Tupac, man, he was amazing. DMX was amazing. But I would take Pac. Now, if you look at things, the state of hip-hop right now, right? So you got all these mumble rappers. And I don't want to sound old. I am old. So I don't want to drill rappers, and what's in is what's in, and I get it. I may not necessarily understand it. DMX, you thought I was gonna say DMX? Yeah, I mean, I rocked with Pac. You know what I'm saying? Long before DMX, so I can't, just sway over to DMX. But I rock with DMX just as well. If you look at the state of hip hop now, I like what's going on between T.I. and 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Or any of y'all, I agree with that, bro. Adrian Terry. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I just rock with Pac. Any of y'all familiar with the beef, the rap beef? Because that's all it is a rap beef. See, the media is going to make things seem as though this is like a real life beef to where it's going to be bloodshed. That's not going to happen. But T.I. and 50 Cent are going through their thing right now. What's up? Who's that? Is that Ronnie Ron? 6157? Ronnie Ron 6157. Where you chiming in from, man? What's good with you? So you got T.I. and 50 Cent going back and forth on wax. Really not wax no more, but figuratively speaking, back in the day, it was wax. It was albums. It was, T.I.'s been, for the longest, jumping out there saying, extra sausage. Oh, pause. Double, triple. That's an infinite pause. What do you mean extra sausage, man? You got to severely pause that, man. Respectfully. Road runners. What does that say? Road runner. The glasses I can't really see because the writing is very small. Road runner straight I don't even know what this is. Roadrunner something. My bad. From Atlanta. What's good with you? Like, if y'all could see what I see, like the writing is so small. But you have these two artists, and T.I. try to keep it fun. Pause, double pause. Now that's infinite pause. That needs a extra sausage. That needs to be a... Matter of fact, you need to pull one of my moves and do a rewind on the live, like, and say something totally different. You can't say extra sausage and be like, oh yeah, pause, double pause. No, that's... Matter of fact, that's unpausable. Certain things that you say is unpausable. You know what I mean? It just is. Respectfully. So, and Larry Campbell, you need to say pause too. My favorite YouTubers are Ken's, Banky, and Cartoon. Y'all put me to sleep at night. No, I don't put you to sleep at night. So you definitely need to pause that, man. Seriously. If you don't know what pause means by chance, look up what does pause mean. Why do all the black guys say pause? And Google will tell you why a lot of black guys say pause. T.I. just put it out there like he wanted to have a friendly battle with 50 Cent on the verses. Man, you know what I mean. I got you. Hey, look. Hey, my dog Larry Campbell, he said, man, you know what I mean. I know, man. You want all the sausage, man. I got you, man. I the pizza, because you know I work at Papa John's. We got sausages, we got pepperoni, we got hamburger. I know what you mean. But everybody else don't know what you mean. And you can't jump on here and say, hey, Kens, man, I want all the sausage, man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Extra sausage, rather. Whoa, 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 whoa. But it's all good, man. It's all in fun. But like I said, you got T.I., man, just jumping out here on some friendly, just competition. Hey, 50, man, what's up, man? I want all the smoke, man. He want to do the versus battle with him. Your top 20 songs against my top 20 songs. 50 Cent, I guess the way that 50 Cent plays it or looks at it, he's like, man, he's saying my name. Yeah, but he's not saying your name in a disgraceful way or in a, bashing way. He's saying, I want you on the verses. I feel like I got just as good songs as you have. 502's in the building. Louisville. I'm assuming it's Louisville. Or it's Frankfurt. Or Shelbyville. You know what I mean? Maybe Bardstown. Not sure it's Bardstown, it's 502, but I think it is. But I'm sure that it's one of those. Whatever the case may be. Shout out to you. 50 comes back with T.I.'s a rat. That's 50's response. Bro, I mean, why do you gotta... I'm just talking about on some music, like friendly competition. They start going back and forth. Really, they weren't going back and forth. 50 just plays dirty, man. Thing about 50 Cent, man, you got to respect him because he never divvies up like he's the same towards everybody. You might not like him, but he's the same. You say his name, guess what? I'm going to come back and so we're looking at it like, bro, but nobody even came at you like that. It was more so on a music tip. Called T.I. rat. Started posting different things, innuendos or whatever. The next thing that you know, he posts T.I.'s wife, Tiny. T.I.'s son, King, he's like, nah, man, that's my mama. That's my mama, bro. He responds back. At least I can hug my mama, kiss my mama. You can't do none of that because your mother's, unalive. She's deceased. It was a low blow, but it was a low blow for 50. It was a low blow for 50 to be posting T.I.'s wife like that. He knew exactly what he was doing. And T.I. came out with a diss track. T.I. came out with that diss track, and that thing was, man, to me, that's the new ether. If y'all ain't heard it yet, y'all go check it out. For the hip-hop fans, that's the new ether, man. He bodied 50 Cent. But the thing about it is this, and I must not have a lot of hip-hop fans on here now, so we'll move on. But the thing about it is this, everything that 50 Cent does is strategic. You're not going to make 50 mad under any circumstances. Because he understands that if I say something about you, I can't get mad at your response. I can't control your response. I can't control how you come back at me. But a lot of other individuals, they feel as though, nah, it don't even matter. You don't say this. You don't. Man, at war, anything goes, man. You kill my dog, I'm killing your cat. At war, anything goes, man. Now, you can't look at this hip-hop thing as war, but it's war lyrically. 50 Cent ain't rapping right now. Everybody's like, oh, 50 gonna jump back in the booth. Man, for what? I'm doing music. Well, movies, rather, not music. I don't have to jump in the booth. Y'all say what y'all want to say. I done sold over 20 million records, man. Say what y'all want to say, man. When I get my masters, when 50 Cent gets his masters, it's gonna be worth a lot of money. And T.I.'s will as well. But T.I. don't play that stuff with his wife, man. You know what I mean? 48 Laws of Power. Yeah, 48 Laws of Power. You right, Ronnie? And he follows it faithfully. Stomps on his opponent. Kicks them when they down, because that's what the 48 Laws of Power tells you to do. He don't care nothing about P. Diddy being locked up and facing a life sentence, or at the time he was facing life. That's my opponent. Show me my opponent. Show me my opponent. And I'm going to stomp him when he's down. That's what 50, he's always been that way coming into the game. From How to Rob, one of his early singles, talking about all the rappers he would rob or whatever. And even now, that's just his MO. It's what he does. It's never going to turn violent, like the Biggie and Pac situation. Because 50 rose with like 10, I don't know if it's exactly 10, but he rose with 5-0 for real. And that's smart. Navy SEALs and FBI agents, and like, you're not even going to be able to get to 50. It's not happening. He knows it, obviously. He takes the money and pays these guys, whatever his budget is, $1 million, $2 million a year or whatever for security. So you're never even going to get remotely close. Like, he don't have just Pookie and Ray Ray and Mophead and you know what I'm saying, Big Trigger and you know what I'm saying, Blackface and all the dudes from the hood that he grew up with. Nah, that's not who rocks with him. He got dudes that, like a professional, licensed to unalive type of individuals with him. He does. So again, you're never gonna have an opportunity to get 250. That's why he says and does all of these. First of all, I really don't think he cares. If he didn't have these individuals, I think that, and I'm not on here taking sides, I'm just going off of what I have been able to observe. That 50 Cent, man, I just don't really, he's smart, but I think he's really, really with the shits. He's really, really with it. But at the same time, I'm going to avoid trouble because I don't need to be in any sort of trouble whatsoever. I'm like, I got a successful career going on. So let me get these security. So when he talks crazy about Floyd Mayweather, hey, Miss Mesmerized, I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you for real. I'm playing mad at you though. I ain't seen you in a long time. I need to be mesmerized. But when you see 50 talking about these rappers, and he know nothing's gonna happen. If you and I are ever in the same venue, the same spot, the same place or whatever, I got an entourage, you got an entourage. We both got security. What up, Keith Woods, 4227? Appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? Good that you caught a live, man. I appreciate you, man. If 50 sees T.I., Ja Rule has seen 50 Cent. They've seen each other on a plane. Nothing is gonna happen. Nothing. And 50 knows it. So he can troll and troll and troll all day long. And I believe that T.I. is really like, man, when I see you, man, it's up. 50's just gonna sit back and laugh because these dudes are both multi-millionaires. Like 40, 50, 60 million dollar dudes. Bro, you're not gonna be able to get to me. Now T.I. is gonna be like, nah, man, forget the security, what's happening? 50 gonna just be laughing. Nothing's ever gonna happen. Despite what we think, oh man, he said this, he said that, and he said this about his girl and his mama and his... Nothing's ever gonna happen, man. So that's why I like it. When it comes to violence happening, I don't like it. I don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't want to see anybody get injured or go to jail or... But all this hip-hop stuff, like, you got a lot of people, man, and man, that Nas, I mean, not Nas, but that track that T.I. just dropped, man, it was hard, man. It was hard. But it ain't gonna be fun because 50's not gonna respond. Same way Fabulous didn't respond. I mean, well, he didn't respond to Fabulous. Like, 50's not rapping right now. Why do I gotta come out with an album? For what? I already make millions. I can tour the rest of my life going overseas. Even in the US, but overseas, I'm getting $800,000-900,000 a show, $1 million a show. What do I need to go back in the booth for? Do all this promotion on an album that, because music is not the same anymore. For what? I'll perform hits from 25 years ago, 22, 23 years ago, and make way more than what y'all making now. And 50 is very, very technical in what he does. So that's my opinion on that whole situation. Nothing's gonna happen, which I hope it don't. It's just gonna die down. Eventually, T.I.'s gonna be like, you know what, man, this dude's a clown, man. Same way Ja Rule. This dude's a clown. I'm not gonna go back and forth with him. And then every once in a while, 50 Cent's still gonna come out and say something about T.I. T.I. has already declared that it's over with. He ain't saying nothing else. Y'all ain't my friends, man. You know what I mean? He got those dudes that are licensed to unalive. Absolutely. Absolutely he does. And he rolls with them everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes. Have these rappers, if they had to scrap and actually fight 50 Cent, man, 50 would body him. But he has it figured out. I ain't got to fight you for what? Yeah, I ain't going to fight first, so why should I even... My security's going to handle, and I'm going to keep it moving. Call me what you want to call me. Say I'm, you know, I'm this and I'm that. I'm lonely. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to... I'm good. Run up on me and see what happens. But I do like that track, once again, that T.I. I listened to it about 10 times in a row when I first heard it yesterday. I was like, wow. This ain't no joke, man. Bill Caven, Mr. Ken's James McIlvain. What up? What up? What up? James McIlvain's in the building. My phone is broken. My luck is being tested. But I'm here though, bro. Holla at me, man. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, man. Holla at me when I get off the live tonight. My dog, who's that? Robert Baltimore 111. What's good? What's good with you, bro? Yeah, James, make sure you holler at me tonight. James and my dog, man. We holler at each other all the time, man. I mean, all the time. So what's up, man? Y'all asking me some questions. This is I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that super chat. Super thanks, Robert Baltimore, man. I appreciate you, bro. I definitely do. Because you didn't have to do it, but you did it. And you thought enough of me to do so. And I appreciate it, man. Merch. I know, Keith. It's coming this spring, though. It's coming this spring. I'm definitely going to have it. Miss Mesmerized. Thank you. My Wendy Williams voice. Thank you. Hey, but it was fire. I agree. I definitely agree. Like, that was, man, I listened, like, I'm like, man, T.I. went in. It's just not as fun because 50's not going to respond with no music. But, like he went in, man. I'm like, man, that's crazy. T.I., it just seemed like he was like, because he said, he referenced in the track, well, he didn't reference, he said, he was like, okay, this is y'all's, you know what I'm saying, this is y'all's king, this is y'all's guy. You know what I'm saying, this is who y'all look up to, all right. Somebody from New York is not going to take that the right way or whatever, so, but it's smart on T.I.'s behalf because he's promoting his album just as well, but I don't think it has anything to do with him promoting his album. It's like, bro, you put my wife didn't have nothing to do with none of this. T.I. got bread too. I don't care nothing about promoting, you know, it's cool. But I'm not doing this for the money. So yeah. Money Train 4027. 50 not done. Believe me? Absolutely. I believe you. I believe you. 50 not done, but I don't think he's really gonna do any music. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna do a whole lot of trolling, and that's what he does at this point. You don't have to go. That's the point that I was just making. I don't know how long you've been on here. You don't have to go in the booth. 50's not lyrically blessed like that, man. You get him away from Dr. Dre, and I'm like, he ain't fooling with T.I. on that level lyrically. 50 has too much spare time. Seems like it. But he be busy. But it seems like he probably has somebody right beside him like, hey, say this. Because trust and believe, 50's not doing all them uploads. And, you know, he has people, but he's probably telling them what to say and what to do. But I like it, though. I like 50 Cent, man. He just is who he is. He came into the game being that way. And that's the way that he is now. He ain't never really changed. Press. Is it Press? 730. What's good, man? What's good with you? Exactly, Keith. 50's in the business of trolling at this point. I have no interest in jumping in the booth. For what? I can just jump on Instagram and, you know, social media or whatever and just troll. I'm not go back and forth with you for what? Like T.I. said, well, now you got the right one, because T.I. don't have to do that. T.I. don't have to do that. But he's more than capable of doing so, and I believe T.I. is going to come with something else. He's going to keep coming with disrespectful diss records. Because, you know, 50 Cent's response, he was like, why y'all, I'm paraphrasing, like, he said something to the effect of, why y'all worried about music And again, it wasn't these exact words. Paraphrasing. While y'all worried about music, I'm starring on Broadway tonight. A sold out show on Broadway. Then he started poking fun with no, this type of person allowed, and that person is not allowed, and no albino kids are allowed. He's getting back at T.I.'s son, King. So yeah, 50's definitely not gonna stop. He's just gonna do it his way. Money Train 4027. I knew Tiny was on the chopping block. Yeah, because 50, it is what it is. Once you say his name, it is what it is. And you don't care who you are. Bill Caven, what's good with you, man? I'm good, man. How you doing? 50 Cent, there's certain people that he's not going to go at, and he will if it comes to it. Like him and Tyler Perry took a picture. 50 was like, okay, it's going to come a time to where either you going to go, if you ain't going through me, or if you ain't going through Tyler, you ain't going to be in this business. For real. And he means that. He ain't going to go with Tyler, but he will. If they get into it, he will. But the only person I think that 50's not really going to go at this point as far as like a actual mogul, like an actual person in the game, and he has before said stuff, but I think now they've had a talk and there's a mutual. 50 ain't gonna say nothing about Master P at this point. He has and back in the day, but now they working together, and he know P ain't on that. And anybody else, I think everybody, ain't nobody off limits. I don't think nobody's off limits. Other than the obvious, he ain't gonna say nothing about Dre, he ain't gonna say nothing about Eminem, but I'm saying outside of their camp, and I think 50 really respects P. They work together. His studio is in, I don't know if it's in Louisiana, but I know it's in New Orleans somewhere, Baton Rouge somewhere, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna say nothing about P. Because P's not even in that, you know what I mean, that space. But maybe a couple others that he really, really, truly respects and wouldn't say anything about. But the major ones, the Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, he's going at them. Just what he does. Man, I'm good, Bill. How you doing, man? Busta Rhymes said he battled T.I. and T.I. said no. I do remember that. Now, you see, when I look at a battle like that, Busta Rhymes and T.I., right? I think that it comes down to fandom. I can't name 20 T.I. songs. I know he got a lot of good songs, and I like T.I., but I'm not a big fan. Like, I can't name 20 T.I. songs, and I definitely can't name 20 Busta Rhymes songs. But a lot of people can, so I think it really depends on, you know what I mean, like where you have it at, what audience that would actually, be in tune or whatever. So I think that could be good. Busta Rhymes, man, he's a dog. But I can't name nowhere near 20 Busta Rhymes songs. And again, there's no slight, it's just me, man. Infamous for that. Cleveland is in the building. Infamous 440. Cleveland is in the building, man. Appreciate you. 50's very intelligent and moves very strategically as well. He's going to keep playing with dude for sure. Robert Baltimore. Yeah, exactly. He is. And that's what I was saying. Like, he is. But again, that's why T.I. was like, okay, you got the right one. I got just as much money, probably more money than you. Ain't nothing you can't shut me down. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this music because I want to be doing this music, not because I have to do this music. So yeah, but 50 is he's very strategic. He's smart. So we'll just see what happens. But we know what's gonna happen. They're gonna keep going back and forth. Then it's gonna die down. But I don't blame Lil King, man. That's my mama, man. This is my mother. Like, nobody said, okay, you talking about my dad? Okay, I don't like it, but I'm gonna step. But it's my mother. But at the end of the day, man, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Money Train 402. Why is your boy Dante's show becoming more and more fiction? Well, I can't speak for Dante in particular. You know, I can't speak for Dante, and y'all go rock with Dante from the Dante Show Network if you're not already familiar, which I'm sure you are. But what I can tell you is this. Oftentimes people jump on here and they so people will jump on YouTube, right? Because you want to be entertained, you want to learn something, you want to, whatever the case may be. On the flip side, a content creator such as myself, you make money at this. Like if you're blessed enough to get monetized, and that money starts coming in, you gotta have at least 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have at least 4,000 watched hours, which means people had to have watched your channel within a 12-month time frame for more than 4,000 hours, not minutes, hours. Then you start making money on YouTube as long as the threshold is $100. So if you make $98 one month, you're not gonna get a check. But the next month you make 60, where you're gonna get a check for the 98 and the 60 that you made, for a total of 158. That's how YouTube works. So I can tell you, and again, I'm not talking about Dante. I'm just, as a creator, you start to get all these subscribers. You look up and you got 50, 60,000 subscribers, right? Obviously, I'm nowhere near that. But for the people that are, and you looking at these YouTube checks that you get once a month, you got 50, 60,000 subscribers, depending on how much you post, you're looking at these checks, $5,000, $6,000 every single month. So if you take an individual that has over 100,000 subscribers, in Dante's situation, last time I knew he had over 150,000 subscribers. And again, I'm not specifically talking about Dante, it's my man's. But she got 150,000 subscribers, and them checks are coming in for $15,000 a month, $12,000 a month, $18,000 a month. 11,000, 10,000 on a bad month. Your life becomes dependent on YouTube, which it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And so you got to keep that money rolling in. You got to come with these stories. You got to keep every day 5, 6, 7, 8 videos every single day. Like throwing something against the wall, something's gonna stick. And that's how it is. Me, I don't choose to take that approach because I don't want to be just getting on here making up stories. I figure if I do things the right way, if I build a base of people that really, really want to see me just simply for me, yes, the stairs, it's not the elevator. But in the long run, I'm going to win. But if I get on here and I'm making up stories, it's like I'm a one-hit wonder. Okay, I was hot at one point, now I can't understand why I can't get, this amount of views or whatever, because people will phase you out. They'll phase you out. So again, I'm not talking about Dante But there are a lot of people that make up stories on YouTube. So if you're ever sitting around wondering, like, man, I wonder if this is true, they are. Not hating on anybody. It's just appreciate that, Bill. Look good in the Nike gear. Keep it up, bro. Yeah, usually y'all see me in my work gear because I work every day and I'm always trying to record or whatever. But I don't know. I just choose not to make up stories. I could very easily make up a prison story anytime I want to. But the truth of the matter is this. I'm gonna be real with y'all. There's only so much that happens in prison. That's why a lot of my stories don't even, it may coincide or as far as potentially ending up in prison or things that have happened on the streets, or sometimes I tell other people's stories. He'll upload the same story but change the thumbnail. His numbers ain't genuine. I mess with the channel, Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Take those heart glasses off. Nah, the heart glasses is for love, man. That's why I keep it's all about love. Love cures everything. That's why I wear these heart glasses, man. My girl, she bought me a bunch of them for my birthday. It's probably, I don't know, 15 pair or whatever. You know what I mean? But you got to keep these stories up because you got to keep that check rolling in, man. And it's just not that much stuff that happens in prison. And the things that do happen, you're not going to know about every single thing that has happened. But I don't think people really care. They want to be entertained. If you have a channel, I want to be real with you. If you got a channel, right? That's why I respect Jay Williams so much, because he tells stories, but it's not every day. Shout out to Jay Williams. Let's live life. The reason I'm here. But you got these guys that are coming with 2 and 3 stories every single day for like 3, 4, 5 years straight, and they got prison stories. It's not true. They're not. They're not true. Call me a hater. I got over 11 calendars. They got over 11 calendars in the Kentucky Department of Corrections. Nothing good about it. But I'm not going to name anybody or whatever because I don't know what their situation was or whatever. But there's no way that you can tell all of these stories every single day about prison. I don't care how many years you did. For 5 or 6 years straight. It's not. It's not. It's me being real. Yeah, Jay made us wait 4 days for a part 2. Yeah, because again, Jay's not jumping on here every day telling these miraculous prison stories. You know, he's keeping them spaced out, and Jay can do that because his numbers are nice. Jay's numbers are nice, so he don't. If Jay Williams wanted to, he could make $50,000 a month on YouTube. Sorry, Jay. I'm not trying to tell your business, but I'm complimenting. If Jay Williams wanted to, he could easily make $50,000 a month on YouTube. Easily. He could upload a story every other day. Every other day he could upload a story. If he did a story every day, he'd make $70,000, $80,000 a month on YouTube. Y'all think Jay don't like money? Y'all think I don't like money? Y'all think anybody don't like money? But at the same time, his integrity doesn't allow him to do so. So that's all that I'm saying. That's my man's, man. But I'm just saying, if he was just all about the money, Jay could drop a story every single day and at least make $60,000, $70,000 a month on YouTube easily. I'm a YouTuber. Trust me, I know the numbers. I know the figures. I know Money Train 402's Banky Pound drops daily, but he did 33 years. I try to stay away from that subject with Banky Pound because I don't know Banky Pound. Somebody told him that I was talking crap about him, and I'm like, I've never said anything about Banky Pound. I was watching his live one day, and I had heard it. This was probably a year ago. I had heard it. These dudes are way above me as far as the numbers. So I was on the live and I sent like, I don't know, a super chat, super thanks, $15, $20 or whatever. I'm like, what's up, Banky, man? I've never said anything bad about you. He didn't say anything bad about me, but I think somebody had said something like it had gotten back to him that I was talking crap about him. I'm like, what? I ain't never said nothing of the sorts. So I'm not gonna say it to you in person. I'm not gonna say it to you online. I definitely am not gonna say it to Banky Pound in person. Trust that. So again, don't let that go over your head. I'm not gonna say it to you online. Even though he's in Virginia, I'm in Kentucky. We not in prison. We don't use these out here. It don't matter. I'm a very respectful type of individual. And so, Banky Pound was like, all right, man, well, just hit me on my Instagram. We live. He was like, just hit me on my Instagram. I'm like, okay. I hit him on his Instagram and waited for a while. You can look on Instagram and see if a person has looked at your message or whatever. And I never, maybe a week or so passed and he hadn't looked at it. I think I hit him one more time and he never responded. So I was, whatever. I don't know him. He don't know me. You know what I mean? It's not his responsibility to. But what I did tell him is, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get to absolutely Eric Watson 327. Quality over quantity. I agree. But I was just more so hitting him on some, bro, I would never disrespect you. I wouldn't disrespect anybody. So whatever you may have heard, and it ain't like he cared. It's not like he got so much going on over here, but I just still wanted to let him know, like, bro, I don't, he probably don't even remember me at this point. It's over about a year ago. But I just wanted to let him know, specifically man to man, bro, I ain't never said nothing about you. I ain't never said nothing about no YouTuber. Get your money. Get your money. I know what it is. I don't care if you did 100 years. There's only so many stories you're gonna be able to tell. Everything like in prison, right? It don't go down every single day to where there's a story to tell. It doesn't. You may have so many stories that you can tell per month, per week, but eventually those stories are gonna run out. That's why all my stories, like I have other prison stories that I can tell, but I keep them, I try to space them out, and sometimes I just tell true crime stories because there's only so much that you can tell, truthfully tell. And if you want to entertain the people and make up stories about all these booty bandits, and all right, people they want to hear stories about booty bandits for whatever reason. People want to hear stories about booty bandits, but you're only gonna run across so many booty bandits. I got a story about an individual, and it's crazy because I seen it on representing DC 202. Vet signing out. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man, for chiming in with me, rocking with me. Merch is coming. I promise you. I know I've been saying it, but it'll be here this spring. It's a little bit more difficult. Not difficult, but it's a little bit more. It takes a thought process because it's like, all right, we'll talk about it, but it's coming. It's coming. But you don't run across that many booty bandits. Now, if you take an individual that's done 33 years, I'm not even talking about him, but I will use it as an example. Yeah, you're gonna see way more than what I've seen in my 11 years. But there's only so many that you can run across in prison that are truly, truly booty bandits like that. And the one that I'm speaking of, and I'm gonna tell a story on it. But it's so crazy because I seen it on Vlad TV probably about a year ago, about a year ago. And he was these dudes from Chicago. Now the dude that I'm speaking of, he wasn't on Vlad TV. But the dudes that I was watching, they were from Chicago on Vlad TV, and they was talking about how Cook County Jail. It's what they said. So don't make out Ken said this. It's what they said on Vlad TV. If you got a problem with an individual, knock him out. Beat him up real bad, knock him out. Turn him over on his stomach, pull his pants down, spread his cheeks open, and spit in his booty. Absolutely disgusting. Like, who would even, what straight man would even do something like that? But that's a form of humiliation. It's a form of, you've been tampered with. Certain situations, you're a form of humane for the people that go that route. But some people, nah, he been tampered with, man. I spit in that nigga's booty. Like, what the fuck, man? I've never seen nothing like that other than this one individual. And I've saved that story. I never told it. But your average individual, nobody doing that. What the fuck? I want y'all to put your thinking cap on. What they say back in school, you know, when you were young, put your thinking cap on. You get in a fight with somebody, y'all fighting hard. You catch him, boom, on the button, on the spot. He goes to bed. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. And I know a couple people stepped away when I said that, but that's the truth. It's penitentiary, man. That's what goes on in the penitentiary. You done knocked your man all the way out. He's snoring. So to imagine yourself doing this. You taking that person, turning him over, unless he's already on his stomach, turning him over, pulling his pants down. Spreading his cheeks and spitting in his butt. What the fuck, man? And then the other one's like, yeah, other people, man, and then my man's came over, he did it too. Then my man's, I mean, I don't even Vlad was like, what? Like, who even remotely thinks to do something like that? That's what it was. I never been to Chicago, so obviously I never been to Cook County Jail, but they were very, very adamant that's how it goes down in there. If y'all think that I'm exaggerating, Google it. Vlad TV, Cook County Jail. You probably have to Google Vlad TV, Cook County Jail, spitting in your booty. And it will take you right to the interview. And like, that is flabbergasting. Like, I mean, like, seriously. Gerald Lifts, what's good up? What's good with you, bro? But that is sickening. But that's why you want to stay out of prison. Because there are situations, even though people do make up stories, they weren't making that story up. Because there's been other people that came back on, and Vlad is, you know, that were from Chicago or whatever, and Vlad has made mentions of that, and they like, yeah, that happens. to stay out of prison. You may think you tough. You might be tough. As I always reference, as I always say, ain't no guns in prison, so you can't bring your Glocks, your switches, you can't bring these things into prison. A lot of times people think, well, shoot, my niggas is in there, man. But what if the feds pick your case up? If the feds pick your case up, guess what? They may send you to Timbuktu. They may send you the way to D.C. or Arizona, and way out here, we in Kentucky. Send you to California. Send you to, New Hampshire or Maine or Delaware or somewhere. Rhode Island. You way in Montana somewhere. Your niggas is not gonna be out there. You better USP. I better Google Big Sandy USP in Kentucky. All you gotta do is just Google it. See all the unaliving that's been going on. Google Eastern Correctional Complex. ECC, Eastern Kentucky. And that's in the state. Big Sandy is the federal joint. All the unaliving that's gone on within the last 2 weeks. Like, dudes is getting unalived in prison. People are getting unalived on the streets, but right now we're talking about prison. People are getting unalived. It'd be the smallest of things. You want to sell with an individual that snores. I've talked about this. I've told a couple stories. You in a small cell, a little bit bigger than your average bathroom. 2 grown men. Instead of the shower or instead of the tub, that's your bunks. One on the bottom, one on the top. Got an OG named Shepherd, man. Shepherd was one of them individuals. Now, when I met him, he was about 60, 62. But he had already been incarcerated 17, 18 years. So you could tell Shepherd was a savage, man. But he didn't have a criminal record. Shepherd was one of them dudes when you shook his hand, like, man, he gonna damn near crush your hand. He was about 5'11", surprisingly. Dark-skinned dude, gray hair, gray beard, stayed neat, trimmed, kept his uniform ironed all the time, groomed. White teeth, straight white teeth. I believe Shepherd had a little freak in him, man. We at the card table one day, and it's not necessarily a card table, but it's just a table and a pen, man. It's like the metal tables. We would always play cards. Me, my partner Big Dog, I told y'all a story about him. We was in a cell together. And you had Shepherd, then he had a partner named Lonnie. He had a partner named Lonnie. And they would get to talking or whatever and going back and forth. And Shepherd would always be like, Lonnie! You know, Lonnie's telling his story or whatever. But Lonnie! No, Lonnie! Now let me tell you, Lonnie! Let me tell you, Lonnie! And we would always play spades with these dudes. Every day. Well, you know, a lot of days we play spades with them. So we sitting there at the table. And actually Big Dog wasn't my partner. Big Dog, he was my partner, but he wasn't my partner on the table. Him and Shepherd, they were partners. My partner was Lonnie. Me and Lonnie would argue all the time. Come on, man, hit the spades, man. Man, you get your wig split, nothing was gonna happen like that between us. But I'm saying in prison, man, you better hit them spades. If you don't know nothing about spades, don't play. First of all, don't go to prison. But if you go to prison, man, y'all done bid anything over 8 books, 7, 8 books, man, you better come out with them spades. Off top. Get the spades out of the way so you can run your suit down. If you don't, you're going to get, at the very least, cussed out. And that's just if you're cool with the individual. You might get your wig split severely. We sitting there, we playing or whatever. Like I said, me and Lonnie, we used to argue all the time. Lonnie, excuse me, y'all. Lonnie was a dark-skinned dude. Lonnie was probably about 5'11" too. He had been locked up. Lonnie was doing 10 years at 85%. So he was about to go home. He'd been locked up 8.5 years. A little bit less than 8.5 years, probably 8 years or whatever. When we first started playing, it was less than that, probably like, I don't know, almost 7 years. But at this particular juncture in time, y'all know I love to paint a picture, man. Y'all rock with me, man. This particular time, it was close to the 8 years or whatever, and we would always argue. Lonnie never wanted to hit spades, and as much as we talked about it, like, bro, hit the spades. Me and Big Dog, we gambling against each other. You know, $2 a game. Decent money in prison, $2 a game. We gonna sit there and play mini games. Shepard had his headphones on. Prison, you can buy CD players, MP3 players at this point, radios or whatever. So Shepard's listening to the radio, and he got the radio. He got one of the headphones like on one of his ears, and then he has the headphone off his other ear because he has to be able to hear. You know, we playing game, we playing spades. So he's listening to a song on the radio or whatever, and you know, we just playing whatever, everybody, and he's like, yeah, okay, that's my song. This is how he's talking. This dude's a gangster, man. Shepard was in there. Let me give you the backstory on Shepard. Shepard was in there, man. He shot a dude with a shotgun 3 times. Dude stabbed him first. They was arguing, they was drinking, taking shots. Shepard was in the dude's kitchen. These dudes were friends, like real life friends. Got to arguing about something or whatever. The dude stabbed Shepard. Shepard left out of the house. Burley even made like he was messed around. Got to his truck. This dude was an underwater welder for like 30-something years. Never been in trouble other than like a traffic ticket. Dude had a home, had boys he had raised. He was married. He goes and gets that shotgun, kicks the door in, comes in the house. Boom! He blasts. Dude, blast me, but you didn't finish. Blast him again. Boom! I think he tried to hit him again, but I don't know. He left. Whatever happened, he left. Dude pressed charges. Shepard went to trial. The jury gave him 35 years. Because once you left, you were in safe, you know what I mean? Like you was in a safe situation. But you came back. They gave him 35. Shepard was a gangster. He was a G. So we sitting at the table, man, and Shepard weighed probably, I don't know, Shepard had to have been, like I said, he was about 5'11". Shepard had to have been about 250. He listened to the radio like, yes, my, okay, this is how he's talking now. That's my shit. So then I don't know what it went left. Shepard was like, oh, give it to me now. Give it to me, daddy. Now we all know Shepard, so ain't nobody really thinking that. We all just sitting there or whatever. He's like, oh man, I feel nasty. He finger popping to the music. I feel nasty. Still, we ain't really a Shepard. But then he's like, ooh, this is how he's moving now. I just feel so unnecessary. I'm sitting right here. My partner's sitting right across from me. Shepard's sitting on the right of me, and the Big Dog sitting on the left-hand side. So you know how you kind of making eye contact with people, but ain't nobody saying nothing. But Big Dog's a big dog. He about 6'1", 6'2", he 260, 270. got glasses. He remind me of Cedric the Entertainer. Got like a little baby fro, the little chin strap beard or whatever. This dude's a gorilla, a monster. He looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, oh man, I feel so unclean. I feel so just exuberant. What the fuck? Hey man. So this dude is saying this, and everybody's making eye contact, but Shepard got his eyes closed like he's really into the music, whatever song that he's listening to on the radio. And he was like, oh, I feel so filthy. He said, I just feel so filthy. So family, my partner, man, he was like, Lonnie was like, hey man, do you hear yourself? You talking about it? And Shepard's like, what, man? I'm just singing a song on the radio. The two of them would go back and forth every day. Shepard was about 60. Lonnie was close in age. They was close in age. They used to play hearts all the time. I ain't know how to play that bullshit. But all the OGs, the older dudes, would play hearts all the time. He was like, man, do you hear yourself, man? So me and Big Dog, we bust out laughing. He's like, man, you talking about you feel exuberant. You feel so filthy and unclean and nasty, dog. What are you on, man? I was always suspect of Shepard because Shepard had made his way to the honor dorm. So being that he was in the honor dorm, he was on a one-man cell. I never wanted the one-man cell. I stayed where I was at. I was in a 10-man cell. I was cool. You go from a 10-man cell, once you make the honor dorm, it starts in a 50-man cell. Then you make your way to a 12. Then a 10, then a 6, then a 3, 2, then 1. Shepard's in a one-man cell. You right, Price. Somebody had to say something. How do you, a grown man talking about, man, and he was doing like, I feel so unclean. And so the Big Dog would tell me, say, hey, man, Shepard's cool, but you got to watch him, man. He be always trying to get me to come to it because we all play chess, too. Play chess every day. Spades and chess. I play dominoes, but I never really liked dominoes. Dominoes is probably the #1 game in prison besides poker. I don't like dominoes. They just didn't do nothing for me. Nevertheless, there is a message. Be like, man, this nigga Shepard, man, want me to come to his room, play chess, but every time I went to his room, man, he'd come to the door with these tight ass long johns on, man, and his print all out, and I'm like, come on, man. So one time Shepard called me down to the room. I ain't thinking nothing of it. I go there, and exactly he comes to the door with these long johns on. This dude's married. He got 4 sons. Matter of fact, one of his sons was in the penitentiary, but they weren't in the same. They had been in the same spot, but they weren't in the same spot at this point. I'm like, nah, man. Need me in the game room, man. Shepard, ain't nobody. So I say all of this to say I've given y'all the the backstory on Shepard, man. He feels so nasty, man. And again, you are absolutely right. His partner Lonnie, come on, bro, do you hear? And Lonnie didn't have no teeth at the top. Lonnie's teeth was missing at the top. So when he's talking, he was bald head dude, he's looking at him like, come on, man, but he had no teeth. Like, come on, man, do you hear yourself? Shepard, oh, that's my song. What? That's my song. Yeah, that's my. Shepard was in a cell with an individual that snored. I wasn't there, but Shepard told me the story later on. And the story was validated. He's in the cell with an individual that snores. I hate that because, hell, I snore sometimes. I mean, damn, you can't help if you snore. But in prison, that's one of the first things people ask you. When you come in Kentucky, they might not necessarily be like, what set you with, or whatever, because, you know, people going, if they see you walk in, that's my nigga, yeah, come on over. Hey, man, do you snore? It's one of the first things people's going to ask you. They was in a 2-man cell. Shepard said that every night I was just up. Dude would go to bed early. Shepard said, I don't go to bed till 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning because you got a TV or whatever. If you're able to purchase you a TV, you can sit up and watch TV all night in your cell or whatever. But he said, dude would go to bed early. Like I said, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night or whatever. And he snored so loud. He's like, bro, I could never get to sleep because dude is snoring so loud. Politely hit his rack. Because Shepard was on the, Shepard said he was on the bottom. He would hit dudes, boom, like, bro, nothing disrespectful. Like, man, turn over, man. You know, turn over on your stomach or on your side or whatever. Instead of laying on your back. The cells echoing off the wall. Sound like Michael Myers was after you. There's a chainsaw. And it's bouncing off the wall all night. So he talked to the dude several times, try to get the dude moved out of the room, try to get moved out of the room himself. But you can't just do a cell swap like that. It's not that easy unless you have somebody that's willing to, okay, I'm gonna swap your cell for, okay, we'll swap out. But your average person ain't trying to swap out. He said he got so frustrated one night that he put like a couple cans of Jack Mackerel chili or whatever in his bag, in his laundry bag, just a net bag they give you in prison. Use it for your commissary, your laundry, your legal work, whatever you want to put in it. And he said he sit there in a chair because you got a table in your cell. He said he sit there and just stared at the dude, contemplated. Eyes was bloodshot red. I'm about to unalive this dude in his sleep, man. The dude was snoring so loud, I can't take it. He said something happened, and the dude just happened to wake up and seen him sitting there. And he told him, blood, you got one or two options. You can check out right now. Check out, all you gotta do is go to the CO. Hey man, get me out of the cell. Well, what happened? Did dude threaten you? Didn't know. Just get me out of the cell. They gotta get you out of the cell. Take you to the whole private protective custody. If you don't, you're not gonna wake up in the morning, bro. And if you do, you're gonna probably wake up in a coma in the hospital. Just technically be the same. I can't get no sleep. You sitting over here sleeping this way. You sleeping great. And I'm sitting up here all night and I gotta go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, because in prison you gotta work or go to school. Dude checked out. Imagine this guy already had 30 years and he was willing to potentially get a life sentence. He was already older. But at this particular juncture, he was only in his 40s when this happened. I met him, he was, 60. Like, prison ain't, man, dudes in there ain't playing. I ain't playing. Play for keeps. Get your block knocked off. I seen a dude get cut up. Told y'all about Chops. Chops was a dude that this girl tried to leave him. She did leave him, and he hit her in the head with an object. I don't know if it was a hammer. I can't remember, but he hit her in the head with an object, knocked her out, cut her up, put her in a suitcase. Man. I think I'm gonna retell that story. A lot of these stories I retell because they was in the beginning and a lot of people didn't have that many views at the time. What's up, my dog? Guy Rep 2775. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you. Chops, man. Cut this girl up. I used to see him in the county jail because I was a trustee. So he was in the medical part of it. Like he was in the, not medical, he was in the, what do you call it? Because I don't want to mispronounce it. Like the people that had, you know, some mental health. He was in the mental health unit or whatever. They were saying he wasn't all the way there. A lot of people not all the way there. Is a sandwich or two short of a picnic. Hell, I'm not all the way there half the time. Psych, well, yeah. But they call it in our county jail, they called it the mental, but it was basically what it was, the psych. He was in the psych unit. And he went to trial with his case. I think he was going to go to trial and he got a plea deal, so they gave him 25 years. But he had to do 85% of his time. Meaning, the most time you can do in Kentucky is 20 years before you go for parole, unless you have life without parole. But he got a total of 25 years. Chops is going to get out again. He was a young man. At the time that this happened, he was only maybe 22. When I ran across him, he was probably 25, 26. 2019 maybe? No, 18. 2018. Chops is gonna get out probably another 10 years or so, but nevertheless, cut this girl up, put her in a suitcase and threw in the dumpster, man. Little young lady, man, like she was young like he was, 21, 22. We all at the Rotary Farm. That's where you go get processed, classified, mental evaluation, health evaluation. They check your blood work, your mental work or whatever, decide what prison that they're going to send you to in the state of Kentucky, in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And a lot of people will make fun of Chops, man. Yeah, this dude, I don't even remember his name, but a little youngster from Louisville, man, and everybody liked him, man. Little fat dude, man, but he wasn't like little, like he was probably, he weighed 240, something like that, but he could hoop. Just had a big stomach, had braids, caramel complected, had a beard. Everybody loved him from Louisville. He was young, probably 23, 22. Probably about 5'10". Can't quite give him 5'11", but he's about 5'10". And he was loud. But he knew that he knew, I'm sure that he could hold his own, don't get me wrong, but he always knew that whatever happened, he had a crew of dudes, you know, that was going to rock with him. Went a 100-man sale at the Rotary Farm. LaGrange, a.k.a. the fish tank. That's what they call it. He would always mess with Chops. He didn't feel sorry. A lot of people feel sorry for Chops. Chops was on the phone one day crying. And dude would be like, man, come on, don't cry now. You didn't cry when you was cutting that girl up, putting her in a suitcase. Don't cry now. Chops was a white dude, black hair. Cut all the hair off on his face or whatever. His picture is in my thumbnail. His real picture is in my thumbnail. I'm going to retell that story. Not this particular thumbnail, but the original thumbnail, the original story that I told. He's crying, man, because his mom ain't sending him no money, and he ain't got no, he just feels like he don't have any sort of family support or anything of the sort, so he's going through it. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for you in prison, man. Look, man, quit all that old crying. Her family's crying because you done cut up. Now she at least you here. Dude would always bully, not necessarily bully Chops, but would make fun of him. Then he got to the point to where he was coming over, man. Chops will get his commissary. He ain't taking it all, but he's coming over, man. Give me his tuna, man. Give me his noodles, man. Give me his. He was just taking from Chops. We in cube areas to where it's like everything they're gonna pack you in like sardines. You roll over and you 3 feet away from the next man. I'm up top. Chops is down bottom. So like if I roll over this way, like on my bunk, and I look over probably about 5 feet, Chops' bunk is you know what I mean? He's on the bottom bunk. We would always talk. Chops was cool, man. For real, I mean, it was cool for, you know, entertainment. Anything you can do in prison to kind of pass time. And Chops was so tired of dude bullying him. I wish I remembered his name because I would say it. I just can't remember his real name. So I wake up one night. It don't get pitch dark in there. They cut the lights off. It gets relatively dark, but it's not pitch dark. And I see Chops got these, like he's, because you can buy sodas in there, soda cans. Chops is peeling he's tearing like the lid off of, like say you got a Mountain Dew or something. Somehow he's been able to tear the lid off the top of the can. And I'm like, man, what are you doing, Chops? He had a bunch of different, he probably had like 5 or 6 lids, and he put like a string or something, tied them together. Like kind of made like a little handle. Like if you're gonna make a shank or something in prison, man, you're gonna make a handle so you can really, you know, get your man or whatever. Well, he was like making somewhat of a, it wasn't a handle, but it was somewhat of a, like he put cloth over it so to where if he went to do something to somebody, he wouldn't cut himself, and if he did cut himself, he wouldn't cut himself as bad because he has the cloth kind of protecting his hand, if it makes any sense. Man, Chops, what are you going through, man? I'm sick of him, man. I'm sick of that dude, man. And the dude slept like right across the aisle from us. Probably, I don't know, 7, 8 steps away, and he's 10 steps away, and he would be at that dude's bunk. Now, the dude that I'm speaking of, little youngster, I'm just calling him Little Young Ville, man, because like I said, it's for, shout out to Louisville 502, but that's where he's from. Little Young Ville. He slept on the bottom bunk. He never slept under his blanket. He always just slept under his sheet. They give you a blanket in prison, a gray, like wool type of blanket or whatever, but again, he always slept under his sheet. And he was like, nah, I'm sick and tired of dude. Like, come on, man, you don't even, you're only gonna be at the rodeo farm for so long before they transfer you, dog. Don't even go through that, man. You're gonna get more time, man. We talking, we ain't screaming out, but man, you're gonna get more time, man. He never specifically said who he was talking about at the time, because it was a couple that would say stuff to him, but I figured that he was probably talking about a dude or whatever. So Chops let it go. Chops let it go, man. Prison, you see no evil, you hear no evil. I think he got back to Little Young Ville, and he's like, man, he ain't gonna do nothing. I wish you would, man. You ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't never say nothing. I said about 4 or 5 nights later, I'm asleep. I don't even know what's going on. I'm asleep. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. Just hear a whole lot of screaming and hollering. I wake up. Look over the where all the screaming and hollering is going on. Chops then took these cans, the top lids of the cans or whatever, and he done went over the dude's bunk and just slicing him. And all you seen was blood, because remember, he slept with just his sheet. So he's trying to put his hands up or whatever, but he's getting cut. This was my last time in the penitentiary. We ain't talking about my first or second. This is my last time. He cut the dog shit out of dude, man. Peoples came in because the CO seen what was going on or whatever. Everything wasn't glass, but the front door was glass. The rest of the building was like block. Called it Signal 7. Signal 7 in Unit CC! Signal 7 in Unit CC! 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, they call it Signal 7, so they cut the lights on. His blood everywhere, man. Dude just messed around. He's cut. He's cut, man. I remember the scene in Rocky. Rocky always references when he cut the... They thought the dude was a machine. Drago's beating the brakes off Rocky over in the corner or whatever, and next thing you know, Rocky just... I don't know, he slips him and he, boom, he's cut! He's cut! You see, he's not a machine. He's a man. That's kind of how it was. Like, dude was, like, it was blood everywhere. They took Chops out of there. Took dude to the hospital, infirmary, wherever he went. Never seen Chops again. Now, of course, like I said, the Rotary Farm, you just there temporarily. I would say that he's probably, if I had to guess, I'm going to look him up. I would guess that he's at the KSR. That's where they sent you at in Kentucky, like if you are mentally challenged, or Kentucky State Reformatory. KSR is probably where he's at. I don't know if they gave him additional time, if they charged him, I don't know. I've seen some violent stuff in prison, man, but trying to be a bully, you try to bully people, it rarely works out. Got Big Ed. Big Ed had done the majority of his time. Now, this wasn't anything that was that bad as far as, you know what I mean, getting cut or whatever, but with a weapon. But Big Ed, man, he had done the majority of his time behind the fence, man, behind them walls, lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, and birds. But anytime you locked up, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Uptown Sal, what's good? Appreciate you chiming in. Big Ed, man, was 6'2", dark skin, little short haircut, chin strap beard. I know, kids, how everybody got a chin strap beard? I don't know. Same way everybody's 5'11". Dude was swole, man. Dude was big, like big. Talk real deep, yeah, what up? I'm just here to tell you, man, I don't play no games. I done seen him slap people around or whatever, because I had been to another facility with him. Now we at a camp, a low-level security camp. Big Ed was one of them type of dudes that he didn't have to go to commissaries. People blessed him. Yo, Brody, what's good? Living my best life. Living my best life. C. Baldwin, 93, 99. What's up with it? Never went to commissary. You never seen him wear his khakis. Because in prison, the only time you really got to wear your khaki uniforms, like you go to the commissary, if you go in the yard, you can wear your grays, your sweatsuits or whatever. If you go to visit, you got to have your khakis on. But outside of that, he always had on his gray sweatsuits. He walked around, always had his headphones on. The cleanest, you know, you can have 2 or 3 pairs of tennis shoes. You can have more than that for real, but you're not supposed to have more than a couple pair of tennis shoes, as long as they're all white, maybe a little gray in them. And he, you know, he was well taken care of in prison. But he was a very, very intimidating figure, especially being at a place to where he was at a camp. Not to say that you know, there ain't gorillas at camps, because there are. And so he was in a 50-man dorm. He's out doing something. and he put some food in the microwave. Put his food in the microwave or whatever. It had been like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It had been like 5, 6, 7 minutes. My dog Fortune was about 5'11", dark skin. He too had a thin strap beard. He probably weighed, Big Ed probably weighed about, he was taller, so Big Ed probably weighed 240. Fortune probably weighed about 225. Had like the little locks. They weren't very long or whatever. It just probably been growing on maybe about a year and a half, 2 years. Straight white teeth. That was my dog, man. We used to talk stuff every day. Every day. I'd be in the rack sleep. I remember one time I'm in the rack sleep. It's first thing in the morning. Can't play with everybody like it's in prison, but me and him was like, we was like that. He hit my mat. He's like, yeah, what's up, man? You want me? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. You want me, big boy? I'm in that type of mood today. You want me? I'm like, man, you better go on somewhere, man. He's like, nah, man, you was talking that stuff yesterday. You want me? But it was all jokes. Like, that was my dog, man. We got real tight. Laid back dude, man. Didn't bother nobody, man. Was just a cool dude. So he trying to put his food in the microwave, but Big Ed been outside and he don't know whose food it is. He done asked the whole dorm, hey, you know, who's in the microwave? Nobody say nothing. He waits. Steven on the water, 6070, what's good, man? You always catch my lives. I appreciate you, bro. I'm well. How you doing? And so he's waiting. So after about 5 or 6 minutes, you hungry too. You trying to put your food in the microwave. So he takes dude's Big Ed's food out of the microwave. Make sure the bowl's on it. Make sure that it's safe on top of the microwave. He don't know whose food it is. I say another 5 minutes or so passes by. Big Ed comes back in. He goes to the microwave. It's one microwave. It was two, but I think one got broken or something. He was like, oh no. Oh hell no. Who touched my food? Told you he had a deep voice. Who touched my food? Like Damon on Friday. Craig and Day Day. Give a nigga a hug, man. Been a long time. That's kind of how his demeanor, his disposition. Fortune was like, oh yeah, big dog. I took your food out of the microwave without, make sure didn't nobody touch it or whatever. Man, bro, you free? You took my food out of the microwave? You know, behind the fence you get unalive for doing something like that? We at a camp, ain't no fence. Hey, Camp 8, we don't need no fence. We got ourselves the gun line. Tell them about the gun line, boss. The gun line is one of those type of places like Camp 8 on Life, wasn't no fence. Fortune's like, nah, bro, ain't nobody touch your food. But I mean, I sat there and waited. Kept asking whose food. I don't care, nigga. You know the penitentiary rules in full effect. You don't touch nobody's food in the microwave. Fortune was like, well, shoot, man. What you eating, man? He looked. He would eat vegetables all the time. Corn, green beans. Probably had some chicken or something like that. He's like, look, man, I got some chicken over here. Let me go see if I can find you some corns and green beans, man. I just replaced it. It wasn't no punk. Like, he wasn't being punked out. He was just like, Fortune was trying to go home. He had a 20-year sentence. Now he had 18 years. He trying to go home just as well. No, nigga, just don't be touching my stuff. I don't want nothing from you. Don't touch my stuff. So he just kept running it and kept running it. Fortune ain't even paying him no mind. He's like, all right, man, you win. You got it. You got it, bro. So the dude just kept running it. Big Ed just kept running it. Fortune was like, I'll tell you what, man. And it was crazy because a lot of people haven't seen anybody stand up to a big dude like that, a big dog like that. I tell you what, man, get on in here to this bathroom. If you got a problem with me that bad over some food, man, that I told you I replaced, we ain't got to talk about it no more. Fortune ain't loud, he ain't screaming. Get on in here to this bathroom. I seen Fortune, I'm like, dang. Because it's my dog, we joking, play every day, but I ain't know he was really like that. I knew he was going to get ham, don't get me wrong, man. I ain't never kicked it with no lames, and ain't no, lames kicked it with me. Like, I'm solid, they're solid or whatever, but I would do the same thing. But it wasn't me. So anybody could say, I would have did this, but it was Fortune. Get over here to this bathroom. That's where you go fight in the joint at. Unless you just fight on the spot where you at. Dude's like, no, I'm just saying, bro, don't be touching my food. Look, man, you done sit here, we ain't got to talk no more. Get in here to this bathroom, bro. Why you getting loud? Why you talking, Fortune? This is how Fortune's talking. Why you getting loud? Get on here to this bathroom, man. We can go in the bathroom and handle it. Dude was a penitentiary gorilla, man. Dude didn't want to go in the bathroom. He did not want to go in that bathroom with Fortune. Nothing ended up coming from the situation, but it definitely could have. See, there's a whole lot of barking. There's a whole lot of, what you call it, wolf tickets being sold. But your average big dude, unless he has some sort of training, or, I'm not saying all big dudes, but your average big dude can't fight because they've been big their entire lives. So just their demeanor, their voice, their disposition, they ain't never really had to fight nobody because they size. He didn't want no parts of Fortune. It's the same dude, big head, that ended up getting slapped on the basketball court by a dude where he get punched on, not slapped, but he got punched on by a dude that was, 5'11", probably weighed about 170 pounds. And Big Ed was trying to bully him on the court. Hit him about 2-3 times. I mean, you lucky I'm trying to go home. All that old barking, all that old... That's Antonio Walker was good. That's what it is. A lot of people, man, they act a certain type of way. Y'all remember the story? If y'all seen it, Google me. White dude. Probably about 5'10", bald head, chin strap beard. He ain't had no face, and he ain't had no facial hair. He had like a real thin mustache, like a goatee, but he had the chin strap beard. He probably weighed in. He worked out every day, about 225. This dude, man, was angry. This dude was angry all the time, man. This girl was sending him $150 a week. He ain't never have to go to the chow hall. He buy these packs of burgers in prison, right? Comes with 16 patties in them. He's fixing double cheeseburgers with the bacon and the fries, or the potato wedges, and the Kool-Aid, the Fagos, or he never have to go to the chow. He had met a female CO at the jail that he was at before the prison, and he bagged her. He got her. She started rocking with him, man, and made sure he was super straight. Fellas, don't let your girl work in no jail or no prison. Don't do it. And if she, don't do it. You best believe she's seeing this dude's in there look like action figures, man. Pause. Don't do it. You best believe she see. I don't want no inmate. I don't want nobody. She sees, her eyes work. He kept money on the phone, so anytime he picked up the phone, he could call. That means a lot, because a lot of times if you don't got nobody in prison that's putting money on the phone, on your phone account for you, you can't even call nobody. This dude would just be angry all the time, and he hadn't even been there that long. And he done blooped out on the dorm a couple times. Meaning, when I say blooped out, talk crazy. Anybody in there can get it. Google me. All you gotta do, we at a camp now. And again, not to say that you don't got some gangsters or violent people or people that can fight at camps. You got people out here on the streets that are just as dangerous. All y'all gotta do is Google me. That was his favorite thing to say. He didn't call people bitches. You at a camp, man. You trying to go home, man. Half the people, man, they like, yeah, all right, man, whatever. Sorry, yeah, I'm hungry. I just got off work before my live. And, had a little Chipotle. I got to do what I got to do. Every time he get mad, he goes off Google me. So one night, he's on the phone. And me and him had gotten into it over the phone because it was during the daytime, and he was like, he had already been on the phone like 3 times in a row, and I'm waiting on the phone. He tried to call his girl back again. I'm like, come on, bro. I'm waiting on the phone too. My people love me. You know what I mean? My people love me just as well. We had a couple words, but nothing ever happened. He came back and apologized, actually. So he's on the phone one night. It ain't even late. It's probably about 7, 8 o'clock. He tries the same thing. Mel was waiting. Mel from Cincinnati. Shout out to Mel. Mel looked like Meek Mill. His name was Mill, but they used to call him Meek Mill. Looked just like Meek Mill, the rapper Meek Mill. Stop eating on camera. It's gross. Well, stop looking. I'm hungry. You ain't got to be here. So, Mel's trying to get on the phone, and dude is talking crazy. And he's like, bro, I'm just trying to get on the phone. You know, it's just Mel talking to him. He's like, bro, I'm just trying to get on the phone. A couple people up or whatever. Dude gets to talking crazy. Dude's tall like Meek Mill, dark skin, looks just like Meek Mill. About 6'3", probably 6'4", from Cincinnati. So the dude's just talking crazy because he's mad at his girl, so he's arguing with his girl, right? And so he's arguing with his girl, and then the phone, the calls are only 15 minutes, so the call hangs up. He's trying to call back, so man, I was like, damn, bro, you gonna disrespect me like that? He gets to talking crazy. He gets to talking crazy to Mel, whatever. Then he goes through his whole Google me. All you gotta do is Google me. You know what I mean? Favorite thing to say. So Mel's just kind of like, all right, man, he's kind of, quiet type dude or whatever. Laid back. Mel goes and puts on his shoes. He comes back. He taps dude, Google me. That's what I call him. He taps him on the shoulder. Bathroom, man. Let's get to this bathroom. Dude's like, yeah, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Mel comes back out of the bathroom. Come on, bro. Let's get to this bathroom, man. They sick and tired of Google me. I'm about to Google you, all right? I told you, man. I'm on the phone right now. I get off his phone when I get off. Don't disturb me no more. That ain't the words that he used, but basically, don't bother me no more. He was sitting there. I never will forget, he was eating nachos. He had the nachos with the chili, the cheese, the peppers, the jalapenos, and all that stuff. Had his drink. He's telling his girl, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine, yeah, man. Fuckers keep trying me in here and shit. I'm going to show him. Because I've heard him say stuff like that. I'm going to show him. Mel comes back. Bro, I'm going to ask you one more time, man. Let's get to this bathroom. He was giving him the due diligence. Like, he was giving him the respect of not doing nothing to him while he was on the phone or whatever. Dude just kept talking crazy on the phone. You got a 6'4", 6'5" dude standing over top of you that's telling you to come in the bathroom. You on the phone sitting down in a chair with some nachos in your hand. Man, I done already told you, next thing you know, bam! Man, Mel hit that boy so hard. All you seen was nachos flying up in the air in his feet. Cause he was in one of them like little I guess plastic chairs or whatever. All you seen was the bottom of his feet. The chair turned over, he's on his back. He got nachos and chili all over his face, all over the floor, all over his uniform. He jumps up, Mel hit him again. Mel could have stomped him out while he was on the ground, but he didn't do it. Hit him again, bam! Dude runs towards the door. Google me, Mr. Google me. He runs towards the door, the front of the cell. At a camp, at least this particular camp I was at, the doors weren't locked because you're in a dorm. People's coming and going all day long, walking in, walking out. He runs in, everything's glass. Even the guard's tower in the middle is glass, so you can see inside. You can see them, they can see you. That man right there assaulted me. That man. Mel seen the dude running to the guard's tower. He had already gone back to his little area and start packing his stuff up. Packed his stuff up, man. They came in and put your hands behind your back. They bring the black trash bags in, take him to the hole. Again, that wasn't the most violent of situations. He busted his nose and his lip, but I say this to say that it's a whole lot of that goes on in prison. People talking stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, those poor nachos. Because they definitely got wasted. And they look good. Those nachos look good. But you got dudes in there, man, that just talk crazy. And it's like, for what? I didn't even know, like, what are you going through, man? You know what I mean? Two Tones 18, Cousin Ken's, top of the PM, sir. What's good? What's good with it? Being in the penitentiary, being anywhere, wherever at, don't run your mouth. Because you never know what a person knows. You never know who you fooling with. You got some people out here that are really, really do you something. Like, that are really, really like, once they go there with it, they there. And you see that so much in prison because they think that certain dudes are weak. They don't say much. Them be the dudes that you really, really have to watch. I've seen dudes get the brakes beat off of them, man. Like, to where you don't even want to hear it. You just like, man, please let this be over with soon, please. It's part of it, though. Levon Hall 5406 Skins, what's the best night of sleep you ever had in prison? Was it because of a visit? Was it because of a visit or no drama? What day was the best? Excuse me. You wanted to wake up for? That's a good question. Best night of sleep you ever had in prison? Probably knowing I was going home the next day. See, they've changed the prison system now, but it used to be to where you knew exactly when you were going home. Now, they may call you, you know roughly when you're going home. But you don't know exactly when you're going home. It may be 12 noon, 1 o'clock in the PM, in the afternoon. Kens, come down to R&D. We'll go up to administration. That means you're going home. But back in the day, You knew, okay, I'm going home Friday, maybe Tuesday. It may be 10 days out. I'm going home Friday. So the first time I got out of prison in 2004, 2005, one of them, and I knew I was going home, and them people done signed my paperwork, the parole board done signed the paperwork saying that you're going home, and nothing could stop it other than like if I got into trouble or something like that. Louisville was good. Chris Mack 364502. Louisville is in the building. And so when I knew I was going home, a lot of people, they say they couldn't sleep. Man, I slept like a baby. I slept like a baby. And it's a bitter feeling. It's a bittersweet feeling because it's like you got some homies in there that you genuinely cool with. And you're like, damn, man, I'm going home to my family. I'm going home and I got to leave my homies behind. Now, obviously, you're not going to turn down going home. It's like, damn. My dogs are still up in here, man. But yeah, I slept well. I slept well, man. To be honest, I'm one of those type of people that I don't really have a whole lot of trouble sleeping. I don't know where I get it from. Like, I sleep. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. Regardless if I'm in prison, if I go to sleep, I'm asleep. But knowing that I'm going home that next day, man, it was a beautiful, beautiful feeling, man. Cincinnati bred boxers. I asked that question because not to sleep because you can only choose one. Yeah, night that I was going home, night before I was going home. Kens, you ever met boxers when you were down? Yeah. You see dudes that can fight, that can box, especially out of the Cincinnati or the whole Ohio area. See, from what I understand, up north, which we call Ohio up north, a lot of them dudes, like in Kentucky, we come up playing football, basketball, baseball. Not to say that they don't in Ohio, because they do. But they do a whole lot of boxing. Louisville, home of Muhammad Ali, Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, I have. I don't know anybody professional, like any names, but I done seen dudes. There was a little Mexican dude. Well, he wasn't even little. Mexican dude. They said he was a Golden Glover, and he did all the refereeing. We was in the joint. He did a whole lot of refereeing. Everybody can't be a referee in prison because, you know, you see the referees on TV, they're getting brutalized. You see the referees on TV, they're getting scrutinized. In prison, I done seen referees get stomped all the way out, get accused of cheating or whatever. So you had one particular dude, and the referee will tell you, in the beginning of the game, everybody comes to mid-court, you talking to both teams, you're like, look, man, you know what I mean? We're going to have a good, clean game. There's only two of us out here. Sometimes there's only one. It's only, you know, one or two of us out here. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm going to call the game the best way I can call it. I may miss a call, don't, you know, but it's not done on purpose. I ain't no professional. I'm trying to get better, but I just want to see a good, clean game. I'm going to call it fair both ways. Plus, I can fight. I've seen referees as a plus I can fight. But this particular one, Carlos, and I'm not being stereotypical, it was his name, Carlos, Mexican dude, 5'10", probably weighed about 225, man, and was just stocky. I mean, just stocky dude. Said he used to be a Golden Glove or whatever. game going. Intramurals is big in prison. Intramural softball, mainly basketball. There's a game going on, and it was whoever won this game was gonna go to the championship. A couple calls, I guess, that team felt as though should have been called. You had this dude named Duncan. I forgot what Duncan. I think Duncan was from Cleveland. I want to say Cleveland's in the building. I want to say he was from Cleveland, Michigan or Cleveland. I don't know how I get the two, but I'm leaning more towards Cleveland. Duncan's about 6'3", cut up dude. Duncan had a bald head, had a big beard, tattoos, long arms. Like I say, he's 6'3". He probably weighed about 210. Tell he been lifting weights a lot, whatever. And he's going back and forth with Carlos, and Carlos like, look, bro, I ain't, Carlos is soft-spoken or whatever. He ain't trying to be no bully. He ain't trying to be. And after the game was over with, Duncan's team ended up losing. Duncan felt as though Carlos cheated because they lost by like 1 point, 2 points or whatever. So he felt as though, because that happens, people pay the referees off in prison too. Look, man, I got 500, man, I got 200, that happens in prison just as well. So he was accusing Duncan of cheating. Carlos of cheating, and he was like, bro, come on, man. Like, I don't have nothing. I ain't cheating, man. I ain't. So he just kept talking crazy to him, and he mugged. And I'm surprised Carlos even let him get that close to him, but he acted as though he was like going to turn his jerseys in, because like you got to turn your jersey in at the end of every game so they can wash them and stuff. So he kind of mugged Carlos in the face, man. And it was good on Carlos's behalf because it was on camera. The staff seen it. Everybody seen it. When I tell you that Carlos put paws on that dude, man, and I'm talking about his punches was good, clean, crisp, technically sound. Like bam, 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 bam. Like, dude was out on his feet, but he was still standing up. He's 6'3", 6'4", tall dude, man. Nobody jumped in to help. Nobody want to see Carlos like that. Plus, the rumor is he's a Golden Glove. I can see how he definitely was at some point in his life. That dude would hit the heavy bag in the gym. He wouldn't do it often. He used to show me how to do certain things and certain angles and how to. And he would hit that heavy bag, and you would literally stop what you was doing, because all you would hear was just boom. You would just hear somebody hitting a bag, boom, and it was good, clean, crisp punches, boom, boom, boom. But this was after that, because at first he wasn't really hitting the bag like that. And he beat Duncan so bad, they came and they locked him up. They put him in the hole for like 2 nights. But they let him out because they was like, he was defending himself. Like, what are you supposed to do? Somebody hits you in prison. Like, what are you supposed to do? So he ended up going to the hole, like I said, on the investigation for 2 nights. Got him out. Transferred Duncan or whatever. But again, an individual that's soft-spoken, that don't bother anybody, them be the ones you really, really gotta watch out for, because they dangerous, man. So with that being said, we about to get out of here, man. Real Kens TV out. Appreciate y'all chiming in with me. Last couple hours, I'm gonna start going live more and more. Might go live again tomorrow, I don't know. We're gonna get this channel up somehow, some way. Thanks. Appreciate y'all for the super chats, super thanks. A couple people cashed at me that already knew my cash app, $, KENZ, as in zebra 1000, $, KENZ 1000. I appreciate that. I could just see the cash app thing at the top or whatever. So whoever did so, I definitely much love to you. And I'll catch you on the next one, man. Real Kens TV. You stay up to Sean Washington dash B9P. Is that my dog Sean Washington from Lexington? Sugar Bird? Let me know, man. Slim Bo _456. I definitely will, bro. You be easy, man.